listen to what you're going through and appreciate
You're right, baby. You're okay.
Part of 288 children that we're feeding every day. Sam has had the huge job of collating 288 dietary requirements. You've been a great parent and you've informed us, and if there's been an error and it hasn't gone through, we are incredibly sorry. Many of the parents haven't informed us of dietary requirements, and many of the parents that have informed
But
us
opting out does not get any clearer than that.
Stop.
Please let us speak, Sam.
You are speaking, I'm listening.
Yeah, we're listening.
Be fair.
I just had a question on that
You've
part.
put down your points.
Yeah.
We're listening to that.
Yeah.
We're wanting to listen. You've put down your points. Please let us speak to them.
Yeah.
And please
Speak
honour
it.
what you guys have done.
Can I
Please honour
finish?
it.
Yeah, let her finish up.
So, many of the dietary requirements that have been put down are dietary likes and dislikes. So it's been huge for the supplier, and there's been a lot of information come through about how many different kinds of diets that they're catering for, and we still have some children in our school who can't be catered for.
Okay, that's fine.
So that's that.
So we
For
carry
all
on
of us,
sometime.
it has been a huge learning curve, and we had hoped that the logistics of it would be sorted, so
Yeah.
we were simply giving the children their food.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's arriving in crates, and we are hand sorting 288 lunches a day and getting them to
Yeah.
the classrooms for the children. The teachers are then having to issue the lunches and encourage the children to eat them. When we have a child that has been given permission by the parent not to try the food, but they're to eat their own lunchbox, then it becomes hugely problematic in the classroom to have the child
But it's our right.
sitting around a table with the lunches with somebody having all the things that they want to eat from home.
So you're admitting that you did
So
take
I
Annabelle?
asked Annabelle to sit at the reading table beside the tables.
Do you know what you've done to her though? Do you know she was up all last night, wouldn't sleep. She told me she didn't want to close her eyes because she'll wake up in the morning and she didn't want to come to school.
Right. Well, other schools
need
are
to
doing
apologise.
the same thing, and other schools are asking those
I have
children.
actually
I actually
stopped.
think we just end it there.
Yeah,
and we take
because
this
you're just
further.
not going to listen.
Because
It's
it
stated.
cannot be forced
You're
upon. It
most
cannot be.
welcome. You're most welcome to put this issue in writing to the
Yeah,
And
board.
we
I
say
don't
that you're not
know.
we say that you aren't forcing them to eat it. We say that
We're
straight there.
not
You did it,
forcing
but the
them to
point
eat
is
it.
by separating her segregation is our punishment in
Other
itself.
schools are
Going through
asking the
into those
children
house
to
points.
eat.
House
Bang.
points and
Stop. House points?
yeah, she said I don't know if that's true or not, but she said Annabelle.
I asked
guess
my
what?
sis yesterday.
Annabelle. Oh, you
Everything.
did.
Yeah, that's what's in there. She
Oh, yeah.
confirmed everything.
That apparently
I
if they
had
don't
nothing-
eat.
I had nothing to do with house points.
Yeah.
Early
The
on
way
when
you
we
spoke-
gave house points for giving it a try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, we did give some house points out for giving
Unfortunately,
it a
Miss
try.
Sass is feeling
Yeah.
quite...
Because, you know, we are a reward school.
Oh,
But we
no,
wouldn't
I
say
think
you
they
are
would
not
rattle
getting
me.
house points. We would say those.
excuse me,
we
that's
would
how she
give them.
felt about you.
She did that in the
Yes.
first meeting when I told her straight away, because the first teacher I spoke to didn't have a problem with it. He was great with it. He was like, it's your choice, fine. Second meeting, she was like, oh no, we still have to give it to them. No, you don't have to give it to them, and I'm telling you not
Her words
to.
were, my boss is enforcing me to enforce it.
Well,
But your boss is probably
Yeah.
forcing you.
as taxpayers,
Yeah.
we're paying $5.50 a day for these lunches. Do you want them thrown in the bin?
No, that's not exactly we talked about a while ago. They want to say
Alright.
free lunches, but we know they're not free.
So
Yeah, we
for
pay
pay
taxpayers.
$10 a week per
too.
child,
Yeah.
that's $600 a year.
Yes.
You're
Oh, I was
refusing.
going to talk about
But that's where
them.
you can't put a price on your rights as a parent. You know what I mean? If you take your rights away, where does the buck end?
It's
On the
not
opt-out
right.
form, all you got to do is remove Annabelle, Savannah's name, and then do the lunches for them.
Yeah, we got no
That's
feed the kids.
simple.
No wrong with that.
Can you see it? Can I just put it in a different perspective? Okay. So, look, I know your lovely husband goes to work, so you probably still struggle like a lot of our families, but perhaps maybe things are not as tough for you as some of our other families. So believe it or not, believe it or not, on any given day, we can be making probably 20 lunches for kids. So this is a game changer for us, okay?
Yeah.
But
And no one wants that to not stop. That's good.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
okay if you feel
Yeah.
me, but
so hang on, let me just
you'll
finish
be
the big
okay
picture.
with my point
Okay.
of view too.
So the kids are going to take time to get used to this food, But the thing is, we're encouraging them to try because we know that this is a game changer for some families. We've just worked it out. For some families, they could save $600 per child a year. So many of our families are big families.
Sure.
Like we've got some 5. So you imagine that's a game changer for a family.
Yeah.
You know, just not have to provide lunch. But
I'm not telling
there
you
are
to stop doing
no. But let me finish. There are a lot of reluctant kids. Okay, and so we have to be encouraging because A, we're being directed
but you
to.
can't
B,
be enforcing.
B, we can sit. Yes, but let me
We
finish.
can never force a child to eat food.
B, so A, we need to encourage it. B, you know, we're told to
For the lunch
encourage
thing,
it.
sorry, I am for it. I want
Yeah.
the
He loves it. He's wrapped.
Yeah, I'm
But
actually.
what's been happening?
But just when we
and
heard that
what-
Annabelle
what
had been
I'm talking
taken
about,
Oh,
you're
and-
just-
and-
I
and
was
with-
just asked to
last
sit at
night.
another table
Yeah.
where
My
the
big one is
children
actually
could
Savannah
have
parenting up in A&E.
That's what I mean
So-
by itself, and that she'll feel
And
singled out.
What
That's
is
a pretty-
happening in other schools is they're actually being taken to another room
Yeah.
and asked to eat outside. I heartfully thought I'd respected her by leaving in her an environment.
Oh, definitely, that's
and
the
she
way
was-
better option.
She was still included with the class.
Yeah.
So
Because if
Yeah.
you have got reluctant eaters,
It's
Sam's
a
not
knock-on
eating his
effect.
lunch,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
I'm
no,
with
don't
Annabelle
miss
sitting there eating my ham sandwich.
Oh, we know how it's going to go down, definitely.
So I want.
Next thing you know, the bartering system will trade you down to there.
I want.
their hands.
You providing a lunch for her is your prerogative, but
Yeah.
I ask respect
Oh, definitely.
to say,
Yeah.
can she have the lunch aside?
So how can we get
Because how
around
we
that
never
without
gonna
making
get
her
the-
feel bad? How can we get around like Annabelle not feeling singled out in like the back of the class?
Like, you should-
bad
you should
person.
sing
Can I
that.
ask a question? Another
Why can't
question.
she try the food?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to.
If she wanted to try it,
I don't want her to.
Honour as a
because to
parent,
be
you know,
honest, from the
No,
other
I don't.
point of view, you are
And I
making,
definitely don't want Savannah because Savannah's the one who's got the allergies.
but you
So-
are
And we
making
are
her
in
an
the process of
isolate
finding what those
by
are.
being the only one really provide lunch. Everybody else is having the school lunch.
Yeah.
So she's being isolated actually by your
Well,
actions in
actually,
some way.
she's
So,
not.
if you
A lot
have
of
someone
other
that
kids,
has
I've
a
already
wheelchair,
spoken to other
okay?
parents.
And
But
you
they're
had
all
the best
having
seat in the
their-
house,
Sorry.
they would sit with everyone normally, wheelchair, disability. So these two children have disabilities, they have allergies, but they have to be separated. You wouldn't separate a child that had
But
a wheelchair
Annabelle
or something like
doesn't
that.
have any allergies to the
You know what I
food
mean?
that
It should
they
be
can
just,
provide
okay,
you.
kids, you just have to know your boundaries. Those,
Actually, that's not true because we did have a child last year we had to separate
Yeah.
because of allergies.
So we've had the manager
But
from
why'd you
Auckland
separate
in
them for?
today,
Because
and he
she's
is
allergic
happy
to risk for
to
other
speak
kids'
with
food.
you about allergies.
oh, yes, they may
There
have to
should
do
be
it for their
no
safety.
foods that have given
Not saying
children
that, yeah.
hives. He's sitting in here at 12 o'clock today.
Yeah.
He is happy to
Look on
talk
Sandra's
with
computer.
you.
Yeah, I
She-
would.
we've got recorded.
Because it did happen.
Is he
and
coming
I've
back?
got,
Pardon?
You said 12 o'clock today. Is he coming
He was
back?
That's
here at
actually
12.
really
Yeah, is he
scary.
coming back though?
You just like it was only
I don't,
twice.
I don't know when he's coming back. Sam.
Felt
He's
dead
from
on the floor.
Auckland.
Language,
Sorry.
that's
Yeah.
not okay.
PC.
You are actually isolating your child by saying she can't eat the food, just like you're accusing me of doing the same. So I would like to think that we could broker an agreement so that your daughter's not the only daughter in the school that's eating her own lunch. 'Cause every other child's attempting it. And I've met with 2 other parents yesterday, very respectfully, and they've agreed to support us. One little boy is absolutely controlling his mother by refusing to eat the food. And the other children were making all sorts of stories about stuff that was in the food,
Yeah.
which was not true. So I go to a class each day and I eat the food with the children. And
Yeah.
I hated the bean salad yesterday, so I talked to the children through that.
Yeah.
But there's been no olives, there's been no raw onions, and
Yeah.
there's, stories going home. So you're isolating your girl because it's not that she can't eat the food, you don't want her to.
Hey, we have no survey return for Savannah, so we
Yes,
have
you
it for
do.
Annabelle.
You should I did tell them.
She's Christian, isn't she? She's not.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So can we go away and think about it and perhaps meet again next week? I think I'm going to give you Alice's number so you can talk to him about the 2 girls and the allergies that they have,
Mhm.
and see if we can
Well,
get
I'm
this
not
sort
going
of...
to change my mind. I'm very solid.
Well, why aren't you going to think about changing your mind?
Because I shouldn't have to be forced as a parent. I
Why
shouldn't-
wouldn't you want to save $1,200 a year?
Well, like you said, like I'm
Because
not on that.
money's
You
not
want
a-
to save $1,200?
Money's
No, but money's not a big thing in our family. It's about
Money's
love and
nothing
family.
in
You
our
know, we have a
family.
very,
Yeah.
very connected family. As you can see, all family here.
The children are loving doing this
And
together
I really,
and the
really don't
adventure.
appreciate what you did to my child yesterday. I really don't. It's really heartbreaking. It's
I am
disgusting.
so sorry
You need
she
to
was so
apologise to
upset.
her.
I apologise.
Leah, just for your reference, you haven't put allergies down. I have found it.
I have put
No, you haven't.
Yes, I did.
This-
I put
this-
opting out.
This
You just
records.
put, I'll be making my own lunch, I'll be making my own lunch, thank you. Nothing about any allergies, so we wouldn't know that.
Because that's my
No,
main
does it
concern
say,
was
does
actually
your
what happened
child
with
have
Savannah.
allergies?
How can we
Like,
prevent
yes,
that
I'll be
from?
making my
Yeah,
own.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
I
your
listed the
sister
allergies.
won't.
Yes, I did
Yeah.
list the allergies.
Because that's
But I-
the,
Yeah, because
that's the biggest one.
it's a
She's
trial
the
process.
class
I'm finding out
Yeah.
this is fun.
She's as close
Yeah.
as
I'm
possible,
finding out
but
what
not
she
sitting
is
around
allergic
with
to.
her lunch while everyone
Yeah.
else has got a lunch that some of them are struggling
So I
to
did
eat, but
write
they're
yes.
trying.
Yeah.
And the other thing is we don't have
that's
anything on
Annabelle,
our
but
system for
Savannah with how we had
allergies
the
for ETAC.
reaction.
Well,
So if there are
That's-
food
Yeah,
allergies, it'd be
we'll find the
great.
name of the
It'd be
man.
great to have that because if the
Yeah.
teacher decided to do some food things with the kids, yeah,
Yeah, but
pure
like,
for
so
health and
that
safety, we do
are-
need those.
So I'll just look up the contact for you because Alistair's willing to talk to you.
Is there specific foods that you know of yet?
Well, now it's the bean salad that she ate. I don't even know what was in that. So you could find out what was in that.
The only thing that would really be in there would be soy if she was gonna.
So is there a soy allergy?
Well, we don't know.
You don't.
She's never had anything, but when you go through the bean set, the only thing that
Yeah,
really.
she's never eaten beans before.
So if Annabelle's not going to eat the lunches, then is she going to be continued to be separated from the girls and put into another table and stuff like that, or how
else can we manage
I don't know.
it?
I can't work out either. I know she's going to feel shit about it.
There's got to be equity for all.
Yeah.
So
You also
equity-
still got to remember our parents' rights. You know what I mean? It's not
parents'
mandatory,
rights
and
to provide your food, and we're saying
Yeah.
she can have it.
but then she's
But
got to
the
be
other
separated.
children are being denied having their lunch boxes, and
Yeah.
all of the other parents are supporting us.
Yes.
And
At this
we've
time
actually had
now,
some parents
they may-
almost begging us to support us.
Oh,
by
I
not letting
guarantee
them
it.
Get their lunch
Yeah,
box
I
out.
can imagine.
So the
Yeah.
majority is more that side probably than where you're coming
Yeah.
from in the nicest possible way.
Yeah.
They really want to do it because they can just see the great
Because it's sort of
gains for
like,
them.
you know, like because she's doing well as a parent and feeding her child, now her daughter's being separated because we're doing well as a parent, but the people that aren't doing so well as a parent are getting everything
And
okay.
that's not how we're looking at
No,
it.
but that's how Annabelle is. You know, she's
Yeah.
feeling like pushed aside and like she's crying all night and like I don't want to go to school and
Judged me, Mum. He's like,
and she's been walking home crying every day. Liz, she's been walking home crying her eyes out like, oh my god, I'm a great parent. Why am I being picked on? You know,
yeah, it's
I've always provided for my kids.
feel-
So
I want her to feel school
there's
is great, you
the,
know?
the person to
Not be
arrange.
scared to come to school.
It's a pity there's just not a few more people that weren't eating, and you could have them on their own separate table together. And then, you know what I
It
mean?
was just your daughters.
Yeah,
Because any allergies, we are able, once we establish what they are,
yeah,
we're able within reason to cater for them. But the
Yeah.
allergies have to be catered for all week.
yeah.
So, for example, Sam, your stepdaughters,
Yeah.
it's not an allergy to fish. There's no fish comes to this school. So your questioning of Sam on Friday was actually unreasonable.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't about that. We put down the thing that was just no fish.
Yes.
Wasn't they just won't eat tuna? That's the thing, but no
Yeah.
fish. But the actual question to Sam was they got a dairy-free yogurt,
Yes, do you
but
know
we
why?
want to know why they were down as
Well, you
dairy-free.
need to.
We're
They're
not
not
down
down
as
as
dairy-free.
dairy-free.
But if you look at yogurt and the dry, often that has a dried fruit component that kind of sucks up the yogurt and becomes real fruit again.
Yeah.
Dried fruit has sulfites in it. So because it's been put down as no fish, it's seen as an allergy. They've read it as an allergy rather than a I
But
don't
yet,
like.
the day before, they got the potato salad with sour cream.
Yes, because
Sour cream is dairy.
Yes, but
Yes.
you're not hearing us.
But the
They're not
yogurt-
dairy
It wasn't the
free.
dairy, it was the
It's
fruit
the-
and the
it's the
fruit.
fruit
in it.
and the
A lot
yogurt.
of things have a fish product in it. Even
Wine.
a glass of wine does.
For example.
And all we said to Sam was that if it is down dairy-free, could you remove it? If there's a way, could you take that? Because
So
they're definitely
you
not.
said your girls
Because
don't
they're
have-
definitely not dairy-free.
Your dietary
Which was a reasonable
requirement-
question, so I don't think it was.
Your dietary requirement is no fish.
It was the way you both went about it, and expecting that I had the answers of a food situation when I'm just
You're just pushing buttons
I'm,
back in the office.
I'm just a teacher. I'm just a teacher.
Yeah.
You know, I am organising the food. I don't want to have
You can
to
help
organise
guide
the
the
food. I
path
don't
to
want
it,
to have
but-
to touch it.
Yeah.
If you know,
Sorry for
because
that. That's just the way we went. we got passed from person to person,
So
and then
you're
you
how
got you got put in the
things like
spotlight.
that. I'm just a mum
You-
trying to stand for my rights for my daughter. My other one got endangered. The other one got bullied. As a parent, I know you're a parent.
I disagree.
How did you feel?
I
was
don't
not
believe she was
bullied.
bullied because of that. By our definition of bullying, and
Mrs. Sass even said
by the
you might want to talk to her about it. She actually did, and she was like calling me my boss. Oh, my boss made me do it.
Well, that's an
What?
American a term.
Yeah.
That's what they call their principles. Okay?
Yeah.
Bullying is
But
repeated
she's
over
had
time.
it haven't.
I said that I have apologised to you, and I
Yeah,
hope
I
you
know,
accept
I
my
know.
apologies. And I'm very happy to meet with Annabelle and fix things up with Annabelle. At the moment, Annabelle's the only child in the school that's eating her own lunch, and we've got to find a way to work through this together. If we can't,
Yeah, no, so
a
it's
lunch
a
provided
bugger of a
for her
situation,
that
isn't it?
you would be happy for her to eat. It's a two-way respect thing.
Yeah, yeah. And
Leah,
it's a respect
what
for me
what
as well.
if
So I'm
what
respecting you feeding.
Yeah.
That's fine.
what
If you guys want donations for it, that's fine too.
What
Respecting
if-
is not an issue.
what if Annabelle decides that actually I quite like the look of what I don't know who's in that class, just trying to think of somebody else. Edison, I don't know if Edison's in there.
Yeah, we
Okay, Katie, thinking, what if she looks and thinks, actually, Katie's lunch looks blooming good. I'd actually quite like it. Are we to say a flat no?
Yeah.
Even if she'd like to try it.
Can you give us your reasons?
Well, first of all, it's the COVID reason, because I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know who these people are. And we're all workers and we all do cut corners. So I don't know who these people are. I don't, what happens if you have an outbreak in school? And my other biggest reason was I like to monitor what she eats.
Okay. So
Because
Compass
we did
are,
have a big problem last year of her coming home and not eating anything. She never ate, like her lunchbox was always full. So now, how do I know what she's eating?
Compass yesterday.
They're not bringing anything.
First of all, Compass are the largest caterer in the world. Everything that they're doing is incredibly closely monitored by the Ministry of Education, and considered the
And
height of COVID, it's absolutely kosher in that respect. Yesterday, Annabelle, all she wanted to do was eat an apple. I encouraged her to eat her sandwiches, so we still had the same issue.
Mm.
But if she's going to be eating the food that the other children are eating, she's more highly likely to eat it. Now, little Katie, who we used, she was an absolute flat refusal on first day. Second day, when I was in through the rooms, she had snuck her lunchbox in, and Miss Sass, Katie, put your lunchbox back. So it's very difficult to be treating these children differently around a school system, because you actually haven't got really valid reasons why she can't eat this food.
as a parent, you don't have to give them a needle.
Oh, we know that you're right as a parent.
In
But
fact, that was the main one that most people put down, that they like to monitor their children and what they eat.
We're very happy,
And we are in the middle of a pandemic.
we are very happy, and we are working with a lot of parents
And I know-
to send the lunch home so they can see actually what they've eaten of it.
That'd be quite cool.
The problem is that once the cleaning
So,
goes
On-
how
on
I'm
the menu,
feeling right
I'll
now
put
is
fish.
that
Sorry
you're
to
not
change the subject.
respecting my wishes. So you're saying it's a two-way street. I'm respecting you fully doing this. Like I said, I will pay for her lunches that she's not eating.
We don't expect that.
Yeah, but that's what I would do because I
No,
feel bad
no.
now.
No, it
Why?
just goes to another child, and
But
they're
it's-
happy to get two.
But that's
Yeah, we top up
So,
a senior
it's
kid.
my you've got to respect where I'm coming
Yes, and I'm
from.
respecting you, and she will be in room 4, and she'll be sitting at the reading
Room 8.
table,
See, I'm
close to her peers, but not around the lunch
Oh, we're
boxes.
gonna-
Other schools are actually putting the lunch in front of the child and making them sit and look at it, and then they eat it afterwards. Now, I'm not doing that.
no.
So because I think it would be more like when, but if the day should come that Annabelle says, oh, could I please have that? I'd like to try the chicken wrap.
Or pizza next week.
We're at flat no.
At the moment, yes.
Well, you let us
So I
know if
just
you
say-
change your mind.
See
And
how we go.
Can I just go back to that
Just-
fish thing?
just
How you
with
said
what
there is no.
COVID.
Did the tuna pasta? Did that disappear?
We haven't had any tuna pasta.
Oh, on that thing, yeah, no, it was coming up. I think it was meant to be this week.
I got
This-
told.
He said today there's no fish.
Ask when you find Alistair Dickey. He told us there's no fish coming to schools.
That's what, because on their menu thing they did
I
that.
know.
That's why we put, unless you want
We're doing the best we can do. It's been hugely challenging.
Oh, yeah, we wouldn't wish it on you.
Hugely
Yeah,
challenging.
that.
We're here to educate kids, not to play airline hostesses or whatever.
Nah, exactly.
And then we're very happy about that. But
Yeah.
actually to pay packers and sorters and counters,
Yeah.
we always knew it was going to be tricky for the little ones.
Oh, it's gonna be a.
And I was a fussy eater as a child, and
Alright,
I
well,
had a
I'll
fussy
start.
child.
So I'm not feeling bad. I'll put. So how much did you say they were? The lunch meals?
No, we don't. We don't. We
bad.
no. We don't.
We don't pay for it
We
out
don't
of
pay
our
for it.
fund, so to speak.
We don't pay.
No,
for it.
we'll pay for working by working our taxes.
Yeah. But the whole idea is that our government want to make sure that all the children in decile 1 or 2 schools, regardless of the situations of families in the schools, they are getting a good, healthy, balanced lunch. They're trying new foods and they're set up for their learning.
Yeah.
And I know from my experience with my daughter who has a child here, she didn't want him to have a lunch. She said, "This is ridiculous, Mum. I make it a priority to give Samuel a good lunch. I can
Yeah.
afford to do it."
Yeah.
And I said to her, "Well, you're actually going to be isolating him from his classmates by making him be doing something."
Yeah, but that's where it gets real sort of sucky, because you as a parent have that right to do that
Of course you
because you have
do,
to
yeah.
choose, but then they're going to get isolated from them. So it's sort of like the government is pushing it away as just like the mandatory vaccine, that if you don't take the vaccine, you don't get no jab, no pay, rah, rah, rah. So it's a forced thing at the end of the day, because you can't go, you're forcing the hand by saying if you don't eat what they eat, you can't eat with your friends, and if you do eat, you get to do it. So it makes it a really hard
If
decision.
you look at our statistics, and you guys will see it all in the news,
Yeah.
you know the number of number of children, and I don't know what the number is off the top of my head, but the number of children living in poverty in New Zealand
Yeah.
is horrific. The amount that you have to have as a household
I
income.
understand that. That's why for
And
lunch
so
I'm
this
actually
is
supporting
their
it. I'm
way
actually
of
for
doing
it.
it.
Children that are
Yeah, he loves it. He
starving
wants them to bring food
in
home. He
our
wants to eat it
school.
himself.
The amount of children that are hungry in
Yeah.
our school is phenomenal. It
Yeah.
is so sad.
And it's a bigger picture, because if you've got 5 kids or
Is
3
that actually
kids,
true though? Because
It
I've
is
actually went around
absolutely true.
asking people.
no,
and
it's, nobody's
No.
going to admit to not
Yeah.
not
I know,
feeding
and
their
all
kids.
the kids,
And-
all the kids always bring their lunches.
No,
and
they don't. No, they don't.
everyone.
No, they don't.
So this
We're
school's actually
making
got
at
a
least
lot.
20 lunches a day last year.
And that's
And
what
that's
we
not
know
including-
about. That's the kids that are saying they don't have a
So
lunch.
how
Yeah.
come? So what do
And
you
that's
guys
not
do
including the
as-
topping
as
up
a
from
the
role
classes.
in that?
So why aren't SIFs get involved in
That's
this?
what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Why
in
aren't
this-
SIFs involved? I've got
yeah,
SIFs
so
involved with me.
You try and do a notification not because a child doesn't have a lunch.
Yeah, but
Well, I've got
that's
SIFs on my back, like riding me
I
like
mean,
a
fees is
seesaw.
good.
I'm for
We
seeing
I mean,
things.
we do the note. I have done a notification
So,
early
it is
December about a child and
pretty
another
busy.
having
Yeah.
a physical fight out there,
Yeah.
and they've rung me today.
Alright. Yeah, no, they're not good. SIFs aren't very good. They're pretty slack.
It wasn't even December. It was.
Can
it
I
was
say, I just want to leave you with this thought.
Yeah.
In a couple of weeks, when this all settles down,
Yeah. Because we know it's rocky
assure
times at the
you
moment.
that Annabelle will be welcome to go back and sit at her desk with her peers with her own lunch. But the others will be well and truly eating these lunches and loving them. But I challenge you to think of the effect